Ugh. Brother, ugh. What's that?
MashaAllah, brother.
Assalamu alaikum, how are you guys doing? So in today's video, I thought I would be looking into the accusations that has affected our brother Mohammed Hijab. Now, as perhaps some of you know, Mohammed Hijab is a world-renowned Islamic speaker, talker, debater, very qualified person who propagates Islam. And alhamdulillah, I think he has done a wonderful job in spreading awareness about Islam and tackling on these false notions about Islam and giving a positive outlook about Islam to the Western world and to the English-speaking world. So yes, this is Mohammed Hijab, but unfortunately, it seems that he has gotten himself into a bit of scandalous occasions here or things. It is said that it is a false allegation, and I know that he has come out with some defense of himself, as well as other dais and close friends of his that have spoken out against these accusations. But I thought I would pull up some, content from the internet and see things through. I know the internet is going quite crazy with all this happening around Muhammad Hijab, so it would be interesting to check it out.
Does he have any children, any kids himself?
Yes, and I'm making dua on them as well.
You making dua on his children as well?
Yes. Their atoms, their cells, their bodies give him cancer.
There have been some serious accusations made against Mohammed Hijab by a woman whom we will demonstrate has had a persistent and concerning obsession with him, dating back to 2021. This response addresses a video produced by a group of American bloggers featuring what they present as the testimony of a woman who alleges that Mohammed Hijab pursued her for a secret second marriage, manipulated her into accepting it, and eventually divorced her after years of controlling behavior. According to her account, even after the divorce, Hijab allegedly continued to pursue her. Despite the complete absence of credible evidence, some, whether out of naivety or a deeper, more insidious bias, have chosen to accept her narrative at face value. In an age where misandry often masquerades as moral vigilance, it seems for some that the mere accusation against a man is tantamount to guilt. The presumption of innocence, once a cornerstone of justice, is all too readily discarded when it is a man who stands accused. In this video, we will expose the hollowness of these claims and lay bare the reality. These allegations stem from a deeply obsessed individual whose erratic behavior included tracking down Hijab's family and persistently stalking him for years. When her advances were definitively rejected, she responded not with closure, but with a campaign of character assassination. Her motive is not justice, it is vengeance, fueled by emotional fixation and personal resentment.
This is interesting because I think it kind of exposes the idea, and this is something that I usually talk about in my videos, is that when it comes to people, or let's say men of high value, let's say, perhaps famous, has some sort of power, some sort of stake in organization, perhaps wealthy, and of course, this a man that has a good head on his shoulders, or someone who can give some sort of good status to a woman. I think these things are not shy from such men. Controversy, accusations, especially from predatory women, and of course, whether non-Muslim or Muslim, you'll get some of these instances where women would target such men. And of course, Mohammed Hijab is a brother of high status. I mean, like we've said before, that he's been around the world propagating Islam, and had several high-level discussions with other people, whether they are Muslim or not. He's come in and around such big name characters, let's say. So I'm not too surprised that this has come to brother Mohammed Hijab. And again, it just goes to show that a woman's hypergamy will always be the case. She's going to look for a man who has all these things and who can offer her a slice of the good life, or the perks of that which he has built. It's interesting.
If anyone doubts the legitimacy of the obsession narrative or suspects it to be merely a tool for Mohammed Hijab's self-justification, then I urge you to listen closely to the following.
At that time, I look at this guy as a god, because I trust him enough. I was like, I didn't see at all anything wrong that's going to happen.
This is for me like the story of the marriage of Salama with the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam.
As evident here, she openly commits a grave act of shirk, of the kind that places one beyond the pale of Islam, by declaring that she saw Mohammed Hijab as a god. While she may, in some measure, be excused by ignorance, such a statement nonetheless reveals either an alarming degree of obsession or a profound psychological instability. In any event, one can clearly discern the motive behind her actions, a calculated attempt to ruin his life through false and malicious claims. This woman managed to obtain Hijab's phone number and made contact with him through his colleagues.
I'll stop the video there. What I did want to note was that with these types of accusations from a woman, the social construct is that society needs to side more with the woman. There is this movement called, I'm not too sure what it's called, but it's like to believe all women more so than not. And especially when it comes to these allegations of, I don't know, rape, I don't want to say the actual word, and domestic abuse and these types of things, right? Which I don't deny happens, but it's become such a troublesome thing, especially within Western society, that women have abused this privilege, right? Where believing all women actually does so much harm to the lives of men that these false accusations that cause men to, I don't know, see jail time for years on end. It results in men losing their children, not seeing their children, losing their possessions, their houses, their wealth, simply because of false accusations by women who have these types of conniving traits. Maybe I think also comes with the psychological makeup of the woman. Maybe she has some baggage of previous relationships or her childhood, and that would then spiral into a dynamic of relationships and courtship and even marriage. So that's one thing to note. I thought I'll just look at other content here as well. Let me just share this.
I wasn't sure.
So just to note, what I found was that there is a lot of Islamophobic accounts that are running wild with this. And I think the idea behind this is that they obviously, these Islamophobes, they want to align the scandal with with Islam, meaning that it is Islam that is giving the backing towards maybe an unjustified or an oppressive means in which a man can go about his way with women, right? And this is what I found. Here's one that I'm sharing with you now, this David Jackson. It's a small account, but there's so many that has hopped on board with giving not only Mohammed Hijab a bad name, but Islam a bad name. And it's pretty obvious that Mohammed Hijab has a lot of followers, a lot of subscribers and fans, let's say. And I think perhaps also from the non-Muslim, side as well, he's attracted a lot of them as well. But of course, the scandal would, based on these accounts, would want to do some damage with regards to that relationship, So that's interesting to note. Let's just take a look at so this account has uploaded a part of what this accuser has said, right? Or this accusation by the person. So let's check.
If I wasn't ready for polygyny.
So it seems like it was a
when he
polygynous
proposed to
discussion.
me, he told me it's polygyny. I asked him to give me some time to pray istikhara. I wasn't sure, but when I thought about it, I thought he's a good man. I think from what I see and from how the scholars are praising him, he is going to be capable of taking care of a big family. He is qawwam, he is a guardian, he is knowledgeable, he is religious, he is pious, and he is praiseworthy. Further to that, he was pushing the idea and reassuring me that I'm going to be very happy. All of a sudden, he stopped everything. He said, I think the best thing for me to do for you right now is that I wouldn't go ahead with this marriage. I was confused, especially after we're going to talk about it when I come back. So we carried on. We had interactions like a husband and wife. And I was waiting for him to come back in order for him to talk to my family and get their blessings. And I told them, my father is going to ask me now if we did go ahead with the marriage. I have to give him a reply. He told me, just lie. Delay it. Tell him we didn't go ahead with it yet. I was stuck because I can't talk to my father and tell him, well, the man I told you to blindly trust and sign a contract with him for marriage, doesn't want to talk to you because he's Islamically not obliged to, your sister is just going to be jealous of you. She's older, she's never been married, to ask for their blessings after the nikah and congratulations. It's Islamically okay to live in a hotel. The husband can go to wherever he wants with his wife. He's not obliged to pay for anything. He's not.
So look, from what I'm aware, these are all accusations. We don't know if these are 100% true or not. Although Mohammed Hijab himself has made a response, and then other da'is in defense of him, his close friends, let's say, have come out in defense of him with regards to all these accusations. I don't think we have the time here to go look into all their videos, because there's been video uploads with regards to that defense of Mohammed Hijab. I just wanted to note that in the comment section here, right, it seems like, again, these Islamophobes are having their way with, not only bashing Mohammed Hijab, but Islam in general, and Islam's quote-unquote perception and oppression of women. This is what a lot of non-Muslim or anti-Islam Islamophobes would say about Islam, that it oppresses women. So, of course, in the comment section of these Islamophobes, you'll find these things. What I wanted to note especially is the amount of Muslim sisters that are hopping on board as well. And for me, this is a bit troublesome. And the reason why I think it's troublesome is that, I think a lot of Muslims, their reaction to these types of things are quick, fast, and swift. They are emotionally triggered, and then they immediately go on and become keyboard warriors to further then, let's say, give Mohammed Hijab a bad name, or like, I told you so. And of course, we know Brother Mohammed Hijab has been objective in his outlook, or, well, not on his outlook, but more of an Islamic stance on gender dynamics and marriage and polygyny, all these things that I think a lot of Muslim women are not too well educated on, or not too comfortable with, considering that they have a lot of feminist leanings, right? And of course, the society, the social engineering and social pressures that are forced upon Muslims, our women, are heavy. So I have some sympathy for them in the sense that they are absorbing these ideas from feminism, and they are now seeing Islam as their own religion, as a means of oppression. And there are sayings, with regards to that adopting feminism and inhaling it the way a lot of Muslims do, it's on the borderline of shirk almost. There are cases like that, and I think it's very sad. But we would have to educate our women folk with regards to that, and they themselves should watch out for it. Lastly, I thought that I could just share the tweet or post, let's say, on X by Mohammed Hijab. He did put this out a couple of days ago on the 11th of April. Today of this the day of this recording is the 24th of April. So it has been a couple of days in which this whole scandal has been up and about. And again, there were so many refutations to this accusation. But him himself, Mohammed Hijab, says, my final word on the matter is, a sister recently made a false allegation against me. It has been addressed. This is my final word. Then Mohammed Hijab goes to do some quoting from the Quran. Produce your proof if you are truthful, from Surah Baqarah. Then a hadith as well. The burden of proof is upon the claimant, Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. 3 days have passed since Dunya Shu'aib's ex-husband gave a platform to the stalker. So this is who he's referring to. All right, let's just hear what this person has to say.
But what is equally, if not more disturbing, is the fact that you have someone who claims to be a student of knowledge, who casts herself as a religious, knowledgeable figure, who quotes ayat from the Quran, and yet is unfazed by the severe punishment that Allah warns against the one who falsely accuses another of zina.
Right. So there's a accusation of zina as well. So this is the person who gave the sister, the person, the accuser, a platform to give to do the accusation. Yeah. So 3 days have passed since Dunya Shuaib's ex-husband gave a platform to the stalker, who loudly proclaimed she possessed damning evidence, and yet there is nothing: no documents, no photographs, no voice notes, no witnesses, no, only silence. So it seems that there's not enough evidence on the side of the accuser, and this silence is not just disappointing; it is shocking, given the severity and scope of the claims that were made. For accusations so sweeping and specific, the total absence of even the most basic forms of proof speaks louder than any allegation. One cannot shout fire in a theater, then flee when asked to show smoke. Yeah, again, it seems that there's not enough evidence to suggest all those accusations. Even more disturbing is the glaring inconsistency of the ex, who in the video below, the guy there, insists that evidence must be presented when he is accused, citing the seriousness of a claim like zina. Yeah, zina is a heavy accusation. Yet when it comes to the stalker, suddenly her testimony is evidence. This is not justice. This is partisanship masquerading as principle. So it seems that this guy has biases, right? Those who claim to possess the truth know how to bring it forward if they have it, and should anyone dare submit falsehood, let it be known. Others will respond on my behalf, which they have, by the likes of Ali Dawa, Zishan from Smile to Jannah, I believe some other dies as well. So truth does not stand alone. It is defended, and not all of its defenders speak softly. And while we are speaking of truth, will the ex condemn what was aired under his watch? Will the ex disavow the open shirk? And I think this is when the accuser mentioned something along the lines of seeing Mohammed Hijab as a god. And the vile supplication asking Allah to curse my children with cancer. That is a big one. That's disgusting. Or does his hatred excuse anything so long as it is aimed at me? Again, some biases by this person. His silence here is not a shield, it's a signature. It speaks not of caution, but of cowardice, not of neutrality, but of malice. There is nothing further to add. I will continue the work that my team and I are committed to without distraction. And I think that's an important statement there, in the sense that with this allegation, there will come the notion of, Mohammed Hijab has been involved in scandal, and this scandal is based on Islamic principles, because Islam allows these types of dynamics to occur between a man and a woman, in the sense that the man has the ability to go out and look for another wife, and perhaps lead women onto certain things, and do these sneaky secret marriage, behind the scenes type of stuff. And this is what the Islamophobes run with. But I don't think, and like Brother Mohammed Hijab is saying here, they are not going to be fazed by that. They are still going to continue his dawah and his work, which I think is commendable and needs support. I advise us all, do not give yourselves to suspicion and spectacle. Do not become tools of those on and offline who seek to harm Islam and Muslims. And I think this is an important point here, in the sense that Islam is being targeted here, not only Mohammed Hijab, and I think it's especially Islam that is being targeted. As I mentioned before, they want to use the aspects of Islam that goes against feminism, that goes against the standard westernized idea of how relationships and marriage works. And already they have a lot of problems with their way of doing things, and yet they want to attack Islam without knowing the basis of Islam and the dynamics of what Islamic notions of these things have in Islamic society. Often they would cite Fox News or these Islamophobic sources to suggest that women are oppressed, while on the grounds, in reality, it's not so. Preserve your dignity, he says, Mohammed Hijab, and if you claim to stand for truth, then stand for it, even when it is inconvenient. That is certainly true. So it seems here that Brother Mohammed Hijab is confident and well backed. I have the feeling that he is falsely accused, and again, I say, with high value men, with a man like Brother Mohammed Hijab, the status that he has, the perhaps wealth that he has acquired, and so on, opportunists, especially sisters who are, who has these types of malice in their, way of doing things, would want to hop on board, and if it doesn't come right, then they would do such evil. Yeah, nonetheless, I think we as brothers should then also watch out for, women who might seem to have these types of traits. You never know when, you'd get yourself into such situations, and especially for brothers who want to engage in polygyny. It can become scandalous. It can become almost toxic in a way where, and it can be even your first wife who would play these types of games and accuse you and do this and do that just to ruin things for you, or if it is that you have hurt her, in quote unquote hurt her in that sense. So these things need to be looked at from a wider scope, and it needs good analysis before going into anything, inshallah. So yeah, jazakallah khair for tuning in. I hope this video was good, and like and subscribe. Jazakallah khair. Assalamu alaikum.